At 82 years old, I've learned a lot about life. But if there's one decision I deeply regret, it's moving into a nursing home. At the time, it seemed like the right choice. My family reassured me that I would be well taken care of, that I would have comfort, security, and an easier life. I believed them. But once I got there, I realized the truth was very different from what I had imagined. I know many of you might be considering this option for yourself or a loved one. Maybe you think it's the safest choice, or maybe your family's encouraging it just like mine did. But before you make that decision, I want to share 6 things I wish someone had told me. Because once you enter a nursing home, leaving isn't as simple as you might think. Some of these lessons may surprise you. If you know someone thinking about moving into a nursing home, this might be exactly what they need to hear before making such a big life change. Regret number 1. Losing my independence. The biggest shock wasn't the small room, the scheduled meals, or the unfamiliar faces. It was realizing that I had lost control over my own life. Before moving in, I had my own routine. I woke up when I wanted, ate when I felt hungry, took walks, cooked my own meals, and enjoyed quiet time with a book in my favorite chair. But inside the nursing home, everything followed a strict schedule that wasn't mine. Breakfast was served at a set time, even if I wasn't hungry. Lights went out whether I was ready for bed or not. If I wanted to go outside, I had to ask for permission and wait until someone was available to assist me. Even small choices, what to eat, what to wear, felt like privileges instead of basic freedoms. I remember my first week waking up in a bed that didn't feel like mine. I reached for my book only to realize that my familiar comforts, my favorite chair, my personal belongings, were gone. In their place were sterile walls and a routine I had no say in. The hardest part? Once you give up your independence, getting it back is almost impossible. You adjust because you have no choice. You stop questioning things, you learn to follow the system. But in the process, you start losing yourself. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the little freedoms that make life yours? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you ever thought possible. Regret number 2. Feeling forgotten. One of the hardest parts about moving into a nursing home is realizing that life outside keeps going without you. At first, my family visited often. My daughter came once a week, and my grandchildren visited on weekends. For a little while, it felt like I still had a connection to my old life. But as time passed, the visits became less frequent. My daughter started calling instead of coming. My grandchildren got busy with their own lives. Holidays were the hardest. Everyone promised to visit, but at the last minute, plans always changed. One evening, I sat in my room, holding my phone, debating whether to call my son. I didn't want to be a burden. I didn't want to remind him that I was here, waiting for a visit that might never come. So I put the phone down, and that's when it hit me. This was my life now. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you prepared for the loneliness? Because no matter how much your family loves you, once you're out of sight, it's easier than you think to become out of mind. Regret number 3. Losing my sense of purpose. When I moved into the nursing home, I thought I was just changing where I lived. I didn't realize I was also giving up my reason for living. At home, I had things to do. Watering my plants, making my own coffee, cleaning up my space. These small tasks gave my days meaning. But in the nursing home, those responsibilities were taken away. At first, I told myself it would be nice to relax. No more cooking, no more cleaning, just rest. But after a few weeks, I realized something was missing. The days felt long and empty. I had nothing to do but wait. I met a man named George. He had been a carpenter all his life, always working on small projects. But here there were no tools, no projects, nothing to build. Slowly, I watched him lose his spark. I feel useless, he told me one day. And I understood exactly how he felt. When you stop having something to care for, something to work toward, life loses its meaning. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, what gives your life meaning? Because once you move in, holding onto that sense of purpose is harder than you think. Regret number 4, declining health. Faster than expected. Before moving in, I was doing well for my age. I wasn't running marathons. but I could take care of myself. I cooked my meals, went for walks, and kept active. But once I moved in, everything changed. At first, I enjoyed having meals brought to me. I didn't have to cook or clean. If I needed something, I just pressed a button and someone came to help. But I didn't realize that the less I did for myself, the weaker I became. I stopped moving as much, and soon, my legs felt stiff. I sat more than I used to, and before I knew it, even getting up from a chair felt difficult. The independence I had worked so hard to maintain was slipping away. I saw it happen to others too. People who walked in on their own 2 feet were suddenly using wheelchairs. The more help we received, the more we seemed to need it. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, will you still push yourself to stay active when everything is designed to make life effortless? Because once you slow down, getting back up isn't easy. Regret number 5, losing privacy and dignity. In a nursing home, privacy is a luxury. At home, I had my own space. I could close my door, sit in silence, and do things on my own terms. But here, people constantly came in and out. Staff checked on me at all hours. Even simple things like taking a shower or using the bathroom sometimes required help. And then there were roommates. I was lucky to have a kind one, but some weren't so fortunate. Imagine sharing a room with someone you didn't choose. Someone loud, messy, or even struggling with memory loss. Dignity is a hard thing to lose, and I didn't realize how much of mine I had to give up until I was already here. Regret number 6. It's harder to leave than you think. When I moved in, I told myself it was temporary. If I didn't like it, I could leave. But leaving wasn't that simple. My house sat empty. My family had started selling things. And after months of not cooking, not cleaning, not moving as much, I wasn't as strong as I used to be. The idea of going back home felt overwhelming. For many people, leaving a nursing home is almost impossible. Their savings run out. Their homes are sold. The longer you stay, the harder it is to go back. Final thoughts. Looking back, I don't regret getting older, but I do regret believing that a nursing home was my only option. If I could do it over, I would have fought harder to stay in my own home. I would have explored other ways to get help. Because once you move in, life will never be the same.